So Ben, did you see Justin fall? Like almost break his hip?
Yeah, I did, Matthew. I was very concerned for him, as I would be for any elderly gentleman who took a spill.
Right? And he seemed to understand that because he immediately jumped up to assure everyone that he was okay.
As all elderly gentlemen do, whether they're actually okay or not, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, you know, the last thing that an old man wants to be is a burden, right? He spent his whole life reliably taking out the garbage or shoving fastballs, whatever it is, right? And now he doesn't want to have to be the guy who needs help from other people, even though it's pretty clear most of the time that he needs a little help, you know, from a lineup of gentlemen, perhaps.
Well, sure. I think what's most impressive to me, though, is that after he fell and almost broke his hip, that he got up and actually pitched really well.
Yes, he did. In fact, he set some records.
Really? Like most likely to break his leg? Or what do you mean records?
He threw the third fastest pitch ever thrown by a pitcher over the age of 40 in that game. In fact, he threw, I think, 3 of the top 10 fastest pitches by a starting pitcher over the age of 40. I think Justin Verlander took a year off of his life to throw those 3 pitches. He had to.
My thoughts are that all of a sudden he realized that Kate Upton was watching at home,
right?
And that he had to reestablish his manhood.
Right. He just realized.
Yes.
Oh, my wife, the supermodel, is watching. I got to man up. Well, what I was thinking is he was just, you know, it's like when you're at the gym, Matthew, and you're too old to be there. You're never too old to be at the gym, folks.
No, especially the YMCA.
Wow, dude. My point is that, like, when you're at the gym and you make a mistake, like you drop a thing or whatever, you get tangled up in the cords on the thing or whatever, like, you know, I don't go to the gym, whatever these things are called. You got to save face. So what I'm saying is that Justin Verlander threw those 3 fastballs so fast to Joey Bart because he was trying to prove to everybody that he's not a sorry old man who almost broke his hip falling down. And that's why those pitches happened. And I think it's much more likely now that he's got 0 left in the tank. Bob, what do you think?
The Giants are rolling. The vibes are flowing. It's time for Giant Cocktails. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
That's right. The Giants are rolling. The vibes are flowing, Ben.
That's ridiculous.
And we didn't talk about what intro we were going to use today.
That's ridiculous. Vibes are flowing.
2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh. It qualifies. It qualifies as winning.
Matthew, it took the Giants 5 games to beat the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay. If the vibes are flowing, those guys have got to settle down.
4 out of our last 6. Definitely vibes are flowing, Ben. We're on a roll here, folks.
4 out of our last 12.
6.
12.
Anyway, Ben, today is episode 316. The 1989 Giants pitching staff averaged 31.6 years of age, which was apparently the right age to win the National League pennant before they got rocked by the A's.
Was that an earthquake joke?
It was. It was an earthquake joke.
Boo.
Is that poor taste? Too soon?
No, it's not too soon. That was 1989.
All right. So, 31.6. And I got to tell you, sometimes, folks, it is really hard finding a number to match the episode. This was one of them. You would think that somebody would have batted 316. I never want to add that somebody had a 316 on base unless I really need that number. This was a little bit different. So I went with 31.6 years of age.
Matthew, I could have done 316 reasons that I love Camila Doval.
You could have. It would have taken 316 minutes, though.
Yeah. It would have taken longer than that.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails.
Yes, let's talk cocktails.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling a Pecan Whiskey Sour because it's whiskey sour with pecan in it. So that's what I'm drinking. I'll tell you more about it at the end of the episode.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail that I am calling a Strawberry Vaquiri. That's right, with a V. And don't worry, 0 vaqueros were harmed in the making of this cocktail.
Okay. I think you mean vaqueros. But,
I mean vacas.
okay, vacas. Yes. No vacas were harmed. Anyway, today, Ben, is Wednesday, August 6th, as we record this podcast. As I mentioned, the Giants are on a roll. They've won 2 in a row. They went 2-1 in their last 3 games to raise their record to 58-57, which is 1 game over 500 now. They are, again, winners in my book.
I can't believe that crap, dude. I thought after they beat the Pirates 2 games in a row, I was like, no, they're 2 games above 500. And then when I was typing in the numbers for today, I was like, no, they're just 1 game over 500.
Turns out when you lose a game, you like drop back like 2. It's some weird.
Turns out when you lose 6 in a row, you suck. And that's really what I'm trying to get over.
Well, the Giants are still in 3rd place in the National League West. They are now 8 games behind the Dodgers, so they made up a game over the last few. So, yay. And they are, 5.5 games behind the Padres, which puts them in the 5th wild card spot. Still 5 games out of that final spot. The Mets have lost 4 in a row, so they are now the last wild card team. And the Reds are 3 games behind them, and we're 5 games behind the Mets. So got the Reds and the Mets to chase over the last 2 months.
Wow,
I'm still saying 2 months.
It has not been good times in New York recently.
No, they traded for a bunch of Giants and just started sucking.
Well, they traded each team traded for 1 Giant.
It seems like a lot.
And they both started sucking. Yes. In fact, Tyler took the loss the other day. Yesterday or on I don't know, Tuesday, whatever.
Won't be the last.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. Suck it, Tyler. Can't believe we gave you a ride on the plane to New York.
I can't because the Giants are a class act. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Ben? Ahoy, matey! We're talking about the Pirates. And then second segment is going to be, oh boy, matey. We're talking about where we are right now and where we see ourselves over the next 2 to 6 months. Maybe a little forecasting, a little peek into the crystal ball to see what we foresee with next year's team even, right?
That's right. Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking about how this team could somehow make the playoffs. I'm going to be thinking about how this team could maybe be 86 wins next year. That's kind of seems about right for us.
This is why they come for this content, for
That's
your
right.
pessimism. I'm sure it's thrilling for everybody to listen to.
I actually heard, Matthew, that they come not for your optimism nor my pessimism. They come for the fact that we have a disagreement.
Oh, so we represent 2 sides of the same coin.
That's right. What we represent are the 2 little voices in their brains.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before, though, we get it, and maybe this is a little foreshadowing, I just wanted to mention, Ben, that Bryce Eldridge has hit 11 home runs in 32 AAA games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's done okay.
I did not. He's done okay. Shut up. Shut your hole.
Not good enough to get promoted to the major leagues, mind you, but he's done okay.
Free the Knight. Free the Eldritch Knight.
But that's That's like Exhibit A on the fact that I was just about to say that this is why the Giants haven't fully written off 2025 because they are still committed. But those words coming out of my mouth don't seem to make any sense because if they were committed to 2025, wouldn't you want to bring up someone like Bryce Eldridge?
Yes, Matthew. I don't.
Oh my God, they've given up on 2025.
Oh, wow. There it is.
Why didn't you tell me, Ben?
I told you as soon as I heard that Rodgers had been traded. I told you. I yelled, they're selling. They're selling. I wrote the text message in all caps, man.
That doesn't mean they're giving up. That just
no,
means
that is exactly what it means. They are giving up. Oh, sure. What is Buster supposed to say? We're packing it in. We're going to look to next year? No, he's not going to say that. He's going to look, we still believe in these guys, blah, 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 la, 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 la. But no, Matthew.
Okay, but
if he's...
answer me this, though, then.
Okay.
So if they're not going for it this year, then when Gerard Encarnacion came off the IL, and I know this is now old news because new news has surfaced, but they trade Yaz to give young guys more opportunities, and then they bring Gerard off the IL and start him in right field.
First of all,
it's Gerard, isn't it? It's Gerard. Oh, I'm sorry.
It is. Well, actually, it's changed. Although I jinxed him by giving him a new name.
Is it Gerard? Gerard. Gerard.
No, it's for parts of 2 games, Matthew. For a very short period of time, it was Gerard.
When you hit a couple home runs in 2 games, yeah, you get that little.
Yeah. I was like, man, that guy hits a home run every game he plays in. Grrr. So he was Gerard. But then as soon as I gave him that nickname, he pulled his hamstring. So, well, first of all, Matthew, I don't know if you know this, but Gerard is significantly younger than Mike Yastrzemski. So, lawyered. Okay? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you were expecting, but Gerard is significantly younger than Mike. So yes.
I just have a hard time thinking of the guy they pulled from the Mexican League is someone they have in their long-term plans over someone like
Hunter Bishop?
Sure. Marco Luciano, Wade Meckler, Luis Matos, anybody.
James Tibbs III. Oh, no, wait. He's a Dodger.
It's right. He is. I will say that this was not a good week for Luis Matos.
What are you talking about? He got great news today.
He got great news in the short term, but he was told in no uncertain terms that his career as a Giant was over.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's absolutely right. You're getting optioned back down for Gerard, who is under a 1-year contract, right? I think he is not arbitration eligible, but he's in the same boat as everybody else. Except he's on the 40-man and has to be on the 26-man roster for them to keep him next year. And I just don't see... Well, quite honestly, I do see. I see Gerard as being more interesting to the Giants than Luis Matos, quite frankly. So he's... yeah. A guy who's played 12 baseball games this year has made a bigger impression and has more job security than you. Yeah. Your days are numbered. And I think that simultaneously makes a statement about Marco Luciano. And if you go look at Marco Luciano's stats, particularly his platoon stats, he actually looks really good. And I just don't see any way in which this kid is a San Francisco Giant this year. And if not this year, then never again. So, the sun has set on Matos and Luciano. Everything has done except the goodbyes, right? And they're going to go through the spring training and all that sort of stuff. And like I said, all of you are going to be in the comments saying that they should be traded. But, yeah, it's over. It's over for Matos. It's over for Luciano. Because otherwise they'd be here.
Exactly. All right. Well, we've covered that. We'll probably get back to a little bit of that. But let's talk about the Pirates. Game 1, Ben... Just a question before we start.
Yes.
It doesn't have anything to do with this, but do you remember when we used to have lockdown 7th, 8th, and 9th inning bullpen guys?
Distinctly. Vividly. Completely and totally, Matthew. It was about 7 days ago when we had Tyler Rogers, Camilo Doval, and Randy Rodriguez. Not to mention the times when we had Eric Miller and somebody who Ryan Walker when he was good. You know? Yeah, I remember those distinctly, like it was last week. Matthew, like it was last week.
Well, I think baseball has a way of showing you your weaknesses really quickly.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And so our first game against the Pirates, Randy Rodriguez could not shut the door on the Pirates, and we lost on a walk-off. And it just kind of felt like, we deserve that. You know, the Giants deserve that because we had a much better team, or bullpen at least, a week ago.
Matthew, I maybe we're going to do this later in the show, but I don't know. But an exercise that I will leave to the listener. Listener, go and look at the opening day roster and pick out the bullpen. And then go do that same exercise for the last game in the Pittsburgh series. And then, I don't know how you process emotion, but do whatever it is that you do. Throw down your pen and go outside for a walk. Have a good, deep belly laugh. Call over your 14-year-old child who doesn't even know what baseball is. Call over your wife, or husband, or spouse, who only knows what baseball is because you're constantly talking about it, and explain it in great depth to them. Whatever you need to do to process that emotion, because it's going to be big feels. It's going to be very big feels. Should we talk about game 2, Matthew?
Yes.
Or yes. You went silent there. Were you looking at you were looking at the rosters?
I was honestly, I was trying to figure out how you find the roster. I got all the places open, and I never know which one to go to find.
Well, one way you could do it, folks, is you could go to Baseball Reference, and I believe there's places where they have the roster by date. But you could also just look at the box score for game 1, and that'll show you all of the available players. And then you go look at the box score for game 115. And that'll show you all of the available players. And that's a good way to do it. It's a good way to do it.
So you're saying that there's some differences?
Oh, there's some slight differences, man. There's some changes.
Okay.
Some changes. Yeah. The guy whose name I still don't remember who lived at my house, he's no longer on the team.
Right. Okay. All right. There's some other people that aren't on the team either.
I was implying that.
Let's talk about game 2.
Which
was an 8-1 victory, Ben. Like scoring runs like left and right and left again, and just I was orgasmic. I got to admit, it was
gross, dude. I mean, I get it, but gross. Gross.
I was. What's another way I could say that? That's
ecstatic,
not so gross.
Happy, enthused, joyful.
I was so joyful.
Exuberant.
I was so exuberant.
There are so many words, Matthew. Remember, this is what I did for you every episode, is I came up with a new word. There are so many words that you could have... Not once did I use that word to describe you. Okay? There were so many other things you could have said. But I get it. I think orgasmic was probably the right thing.
I can't help it. It was just like so good. Good that we scored 8 runs. Like it was like there was never a doubt that we were like winning this game. It was, I just got to sit there and just watch it happen. It was amazing.
Well, I understand that it's sometimes hard to control that, and I hear that comes with experience. Matthew, I will say this though, like that game was really nice. I think that's what you're saying. That game was really good.
It was very good.
That game pissed me off.
It did?
Oh yeah, no, I hate it.
Oh, of course. Tell me why an 8-1 victory pissed you off, man.
Because of the day before. Because it was the 5th game they were playing against these losers. And they are losers. From top to bottom. From owner to clubhouse boy. The Pittsburgh Pirates are losers. They are a losing organization. They want to lose. They try to lose. That's what this organization is. Game 5, you finally eke out a win? Gross. That's gross. So that's why it pissed me off. Because I'm like, I don't know they're trying to fool me again. They're trying to make me think they might be good. Well, you know what? I'm Ben. I'll never believe you're good.
This is true. This is true. You had a hard time believing they were good in 2021.
That's true. It's true. Although I did by the time of August, I did come around and I was like, I do remember yelling distinctly, "The platoons are working." I did yell that. So yeah. I mean, that's why it pissed me off. Like just because it was like, wow, like, you know. And then you hear, I don't know, you hear them on the radio, FP Santangelo. It's just like, oh, there's a team win, and they did good. All like these guys. And look, there's a baseball man. If there ever was one, it's FP Santangelo. He's a grinder. He's a work hard guy. I get it. Work a day baseball player. Yada yada yada. He's all like, oh yeah, just the blue collar putting in the effort. And I was like, that sucked. What a bunch of BS. This is like, you know, game 114 and you finally beat the Pirates. Get over yourselves. But no, Matthew, other than that, they were really good that day. That was nice.
Listeners, I apologize for my brother. Like, it must be just, I actually applaud you for keep coming back listening to this downer. You know, the Giants, for the first time all year, every player in the lineup got a hit. So that was fun to watch.
Yeah, that pissed me off too. Game 114, everybody finally got a hit in the lineup.
Logan Webb became the first Giant since at least 1901 to have 4 starts in the same season with 10 strikeouts and no walks.
That's the other thing. 124 years that took. God, they suck.
Oh, man. I do have a question for you. Christian Koss came back, hit a home run to put us in the lead right off the bat there. And I'm almost saying this, like, seriously. Mm-hmm. Could Christian Koss be the linchpin to this team? Because it seems like when he plays well, the team does well. Like, how does that correlate? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Well, what about Gerard? Excuse me. What about Gerard? Like, if Gerard had been on the team all year, maybe this team would be a different team. You know, perhaps you're right. You know, I have one question for you, Matthew.
Okay.
Can Christian Koss play center field?
No. Maybe. No.
No, you don't think so?
He's a good athlete.
Impossible?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, apparently first base is impossible to play, so I don't know how you put somebody in the center field.
Well, I mean, I think we've had 7 guys play that position this year, Matthew, and so clearly it's pretty hard.
There's just one guy that can't play it, though. One guy just...
Well, one guy who just will not be allowed to play it. Yeah. There's the one guy. Yes.
I do also want to bring up one thing, okay?
Is it
Jung-Hoo Lee, since the All-Star break...
the current center fielder.
Since the All-Star break, Ben, is batting a cool .319 with a .395 on base and a .486 slugging with a weighted runs created plus of 151. I think that'll go well for our center fielder. I'm not unhappy about those numbers at all. What say you, Mr. Jung-Hoo hater?
I don't know. Do it for 3 weeks. Like, that's what I say. Do it for 3 weeks, bro.
Well, he did. That's 3 weeks.
Okay, do it for longer than 3 weeks.
See, you're always going to move the target. You're always going to move the target.
No. Actually, he did do it for longer than 3 weeks. He did it for like 4.5 weeks to start the season. His OPS plus, relative to the rest of the league in April and March, was 153. Okay? Then it was 71. Remember, 100% is average, folks. Okay? Okay. So everything that he gained in that first month, he gave away in May, but he was not done because he just kept on giving. He dropped down to 56 OPS plus in June. Folks, that is worse than replacement player level. That is real bad. That's real bad. Okay? Okay. Then in July, and believe it or not, off the show, Matthew tried to tell me that Jung-Hoo Lee was the best hitter the Giants had in July. And I said, that's like me being the best podcaster on this show. Doesn't mean I'm good. Just means I'm better than Bob.
Hey.
And you, yeah.
Okay, Bob got the mention, though. I don't even get the mention.
No, you don't get the mention. Look, we both know that Bob's better than both of us, first of all. This is hyperbole.
Okay, he's more popular than both of us. That's
yeah,
sure.
Well, why do you think that is, Matthew? In the world of podcasting, I think popularity does mean you're better. Like, I hate to tell it to you, Matthew, Joe Rogan is good. Like, what do you want from me? Okay, Joe Rogan is good, Jung-Hoo Lee is not. Except, yes, he was a 103 OPS average in July. So he finally pulls out of the nosedive to be average. And I will grant you, being average in Major League Baseball for 1 month, that's pretty great. But he was average. And,
Since the All-Star break, last 19 games, he's batting .319 with a 151.
We'll tell you what, Matthew, in the last 5 games, he's batting .450. For the month of August, Jung-Hoo Lee is on fire.
Okay.
Hooli Gang, get out there. Just before August gets more than 7 days old, get excited because the guy is on fire right now. He's got a .450 batting average. He has his BABIP. Oh, his BABIP is real high. We're not going to talk about BABIP. His OPS plus is 237. He's 137% better than average. He's killing it in the month of August. I stand corrected, Matthew. You are absolutely right. These last 5 games, they cancel out half a season and, let's not forget last year of mediocrity or worse than. Yes, you are right. I'm so wrong.
What is the matter with you? Like, why can't you just be excited about a Giants player that's doing well? Are you or are you not a Giants fan?
I am excited about.
I think you're a Giants curmudgeon. You're a Giants curmudgeon is what you are. You always want like the next guy, the next possibility, but you don't stop and smell the roses, Ben. You don't get into like appreciating what we have. And Jung-Hoo Lee, he hasn't even been a full season as a Major League Baseball player yet, and you're all ready to to condemn him.
Oh no, I think he's pretty close. He hit 37 games last year. And what are we at, like 114? That's like 156 games or so.
Okay,
that's more than Lou Gehrig played in a season. I'll tell you that right now. And also, while we're on the subject, listen, folks, I like flowers just as much as the next person. But like, you get them, you cut them, you put them in a vase, and then they just die. Okay, then the petals start to drop. They start to look nasty. Bugs start to form on them. Film grows in the water.
No.
You got to deal with it.
You just dump them out and you put a new one in. Flowers bring joy, just like good baseball players.
See, and that's what Matthew wants. Matthew doesn't care. Matthew's like, churn them in. Bring them in through my entertainment. Just give me the new hotness. Give me the new hotness. I don't care that his whole livelihood his whole life built up to this moment, and he got 3 weeks of it. I don't care. Give me the next one.
Hey, some flowers last a long time in the vase. Some don't last very long at all.
That's right, Matthew. I want a Matt Williams, so sue me.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about generational players that you want. We got a few of those too, Anyway, Matt Chapman, Willie Adames.
Those are other teams' generational players. I mean, I like them, but I want to grow our own. Free the Eldritch Knight!
All right. One thing before we move on, I do want to mention in Game 3, Elliot Ramos got a hit and he walked, I think, to lead off the game or whatever. 21 straight games he's been on base. 373 on base percentage over his last 30 days. 10 walks and 19 Ks in that time. 0 home runs, but I'm really liking this version of Elliot Ramos.
I mean, I think that what we're seeing is a normal baseball season from a good player. Like, I think that's what we're seeing, right? He kind of disappeared in July. His July looks a lot like Jung-Hoo Lee's May. But Elliot Ramos did not turn that around and then drop down even worse. He's rallied, he's pulled out of it, and now he's hitting well again. So this is the thing I want, Matthew. This is what I want. Yes, that's what I want. I want more Elliot Ramoses.
Okay. All right, Ben. All right. Well, let's talk about next year, the rest of this season. Let's talk about the future, I should say. Let's talk about that.
Sure.
So right now, our starting rotation.
Okay, we're starting with the starting rotation. I like it.
Okay. We've got two really good pitchers at the top of the lineup, both signed through next season.
Yep.
Webb and Ray. All right. Then you've got Verlander. And then you've got Weisenhunt and Kaiwei Tang. And maybe when he comes off the IL, Roop. How are you feeling about the starting rotation, both now and in the future?
I like this starting rotation in a 5-game series if the Giants can make it to the playoffs.
How do you like it over a 162 game season?
Not so much. Not so much. I hope the Giants never sign a future Hall of Famer looking to pad his stats ever again. And so that means no Verlander next year. Wow. I think there's unfortunately still some question marks with this rotation. I think even though they used to have a lot of organizational depth, they traded away Hicks, they traded away Kyle Harrison, they DFA'd Ragsdale. There has been churn there. It's gotten to the point now where the best option is Kaiwei Tang. So I feel like that organizational depth has been played out. They did add a little bit of depth when they traded for Blade Tidwell.
I was just gonna say best name in the league or in the Giants organization anyway. Blade had a really good game yesterday. I think he struck out 9 in 6 innings or something like that. I mean, he could be a guy that comes in and in my mind he's already better than Kaiwei Tang.
Yeah.
Which I know is not saying a lot, but at least somewhat. There's another arm that's kind of new to us, but now on the radar.
Yeah, I think what I'm saying is I think the Giants will be in the market for a starting pitcher next year during the free agency.
Well, that's fair. I mean, you never have enough pitching.
But I think it goes beyond never having enough, Matthew. I think it goes beyond that.
Well, I think
it's a need.
They have a need.
It's a need. It's not just you can't have enough.
Well, especially with Verlander, they're not going to bring him back.
Right. And I think you need better than that. You need better than Verlander.
Absolutely.
And I think Birdsong, unfortunately, since he's had 2 starts in AAA and those have not gone well. And so whatever is wrong there has to be fixed. He's just getting given so much contact, right? He's given up 3 home runs. He's given up a ton of hits. It's just more of the same in Sacramento that we were seeing in San Francisco. And so that remains a work in progress. So, I think there's a lot of the guys that you kind of hoped would pan out fizzled out. And then they traded some stuff away. And so a lot of that depth has now gone away. That being said, I still feel like there's something here. I feel like Webb, Ray, and Roop are a good core. I think Wisenhunt could be a significant part of that. So, if everything's going well, I think you have 4 guys. And you need to plug in one spot with free agency. But of course, again, we all know that those 5 guys are not going to be the 5 guys who pitch every game. So you need to pad out the depth. It's not horrible, but it's not as good as it used to be.
Well, yeah. And I think there's some intriguing options for next year. You got guys like on the free agent market, like Ranger Suarez, Framber Valdez, Chris Sale, Dylan Cease.
Dude, is there anybody under the age of 38?
Merrill Kelly.
Okay. Well, that's
he's 37. Guys that are pitchers that are good don't make it to free agency in their 20s. Ben, they get signed by their current team.
How about their low 30s, dude?
Well, there's a few of those. Ranger Suarez is 30.
All right. Okay.
Freddie Peralta, 29. I mean, there's some guys. Dylan Cease is not quite 30 yet. So there's some guys that are, you sign them. You're going to overpay for some of those things. You're going to, you're going to regret the back end.
Cease is going to be a huge contract. So
and you're going to regret the back end of those contracts if you sign them. But that's the cost of doing business nowadays.
No,
right?
I don't want Dylan Cease. I don't want that I don't want that level.
Okay. All right. All right, second base. We had a little argument about this last episode.
That was a pretty big argument.
You don't think that Casey Schmidt deserves a shot next year? I do.
No, I was listening back to the argument, and I realized that you were right and I was wrong.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
That you were wrong and I was right.
No, that's not what I heard.
I don't know. That's what I said.
All right, I'll go back and replay it. I'm gonna put it at the end of the episode.
All right, fine. You were right and I was wrong. I think Casey Schmidt is the reliable answer. But still, we need help, dude.
Yeah, I will say if there's better options out there and the Giants can do it, they should pursue better options, right? But I'm happy with Casey Schmidt, and I think that he's continuing to grow. But if you get a Gleyber Torres or someone like that on the free agent market, then you should go get him. That's you want to get better. But I think that Casey Schmidt is a viable option.
I'm still holding out for Brett Wisely.
Yeah, you are. First base, that's the big question mark for next year, Ben.
Well, I know who it's not going to be.
Who's that?
Bryce Eldridge, because Buster's an a-hole.
Resign Dom Smith.
They might.
Signed,
that's
right?
That's not a bad deal, but dude, that's not great. There are 30 Dom Smiths out there, Matthew. There are 30 first basemen, toiling around, has-beens and never will-be's. There's 30 of them. There's 30 Dom Smiths out there. But sure, go get them.
I will say that no shade on Dom Smith. He's done a really good job as a Giant.
I totally agree. I'm not knocking the guy. Had the go-ahead RBI, game-winning RBI. Long live the game-winning RBI. Game-sealing
stab today.
That's true.
At first base.
That's true. He did it all today. But what I'm saying is those guys are easy to find. They're not that expensive. Right? So yeah, do that. But we all know that this is Bryce Eldridge's job. Or Bryce Eldridge can't play any position on the field. That
becomes the problem. Then he becomes a DH.
Yeah.
And you've got Rafael Devers at first base.
Yeah, and that doesn't look great either, but he does some things okay.
The other question mark, Ben, is right field. We got a lot of names under right field.
I think right field is the new left field, Matthew, for the San Francisco Giants. This is the black hole. This is where the things we're just never going to know is going to be there. It's going to be a big black pit forever.
Well, yeah, because
it's going to be the Mike Yastrzemski curse.
And it should be, Ben, because
I agree.
Right field at Oracle Park is probably the hardest position to play in all of baseball. You got to cover that triples alley. You also gotta be able to play balls off of bricks. It's a hard position to play.
And Mike was great at it. And
so now you've got who are the options for next year? You got a bunch of people who probably won't even see next year. Luis Matos, gone.
Nope. Yep.
Wade Meckler, gone.
Is he out of options?
He's got to be.
I think he's got one more, but okay.
Marco Luciano. Marco Luciano is gone.
Yes.
We had out of Encarnacion. He pulled his hamstring today. He's probably out for the rest of the day. Gerard. I don't know. Is he a viable right fielder? He's certainly good with the bat when he's healthy.
Well, the Giants have control over him. They could DFA him or they could sign him and then just do the whole thing with him. So I suspect that's what they'll do with him.
Do the whole thing? They'll do the whole thing with him?
You know what it is. Sign him to the contract, take him to spring training, and DFA him if things don't work out because $750,000, $800,000 is a lot to you and me, but it's not a lot in Major League Baseball. That's the whole thing.
I'm going to give you a list of players this is their last option year. Okay.
Wait, okay.
Brett Wisely, Wade Meckler, Luis Matos, Marco Luciano, and Daniel/Nick Johnson.
Whoa, Nick Johnson. I didn't realize Nick Johnson had options, first of all. Yeah, none of those guys are going to be Giants next year except Wisely. Wisely will come back as a...
Because nobody will want him.
Yeah, no, I think the Dodgers might want him.
And they'll turn him into a really good hitter. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he'll be a replacement player for the Dodgers for a year. But something.
All right, Ben, there are some options in free agency. I'll name a few. Okay.
Yes, do it. Yes, I'm excited. Okay, this is the one position that I think we could really make a difference. Yes, outfield. Yes, let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to list some names here just right off the bat. Don't say anything until you hear them all. Okay.
What? Okay.
Austin Slater, Mike Yastrzemski, Michael Conforto.
No. What?
And yeah, those three.
What are you talking about? That's a joke, right? This is a joke?
It's a joke.
Okay.
But they are free agents, but probably not Giants. You got, Kyle Schwarber, Cody Bellinger, Randall Grichuk, Harrison Bader. That could be. He's a center fielder, but maybe he'll move to right.
No. I mean, maybe for defensive reasons, but no. That's just more of the same. Bader's
Trent
more
Grisham,
of the same.
He's also a center fielder. I don't know, Ben. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of options. Kyle Tucker. That's a good one.
Oh, jeez.
Think Buster will empty the pockets for Kyle Tucker next year?
Matthew, Kyle Tucker and Dylan Cease are the top two free agents for next year is basically what you're telling me.
This is what I'm saying.
And that's who we're going to be talking about. It's Tucker and Cease watch. The Giants are not getting Tucker. It's not happening. But that's my stance on every big free agent. Have I been wrong?
No, you have not.
And so yeah, wow. But I guess it's Tucker or nothing, based on that. I mean, Schwarber's a DH. You need a DH spot free for that guy. Grichuk, no. But what you're saying, Matthew, is that right field is going to be a big black hole.
Drew Gilbert, who they traded for, who's like a Mikey Yaz light. Or junior. I think he could be a guy. Maybe they bring him to spring training. He has a good season or spring training, and he starts the season with the club.
All right, let's do it.
That's my prediction. Sign it. Okay, bullpen real quick. Bullpen is interesting because we had the best bullpen in the majors for much of the season this year. There's been a huge turnover. Now we got guys like named Gage and Lucchese and Buteau and just things that you don't.
Buteau.
And I think you can probably think that Matt will change again as we get into next year because bullpens never stay the same.
They could have stayed pretty much the same.
They could have. You're right. They could have. And maybe we bring back Tyler Rogers.
Maybe. After we lose out on Kyle Tucker.
Exactly. Okay. The one person we could probably say goodbye to is Wilmer Flores. Now, we've already done this once on our podcast where we said goodbye to him. And then he rose from the dead and came back and led the team in RBIs for the first half of the season.
He had like protons injected to his Achilles tendon to fix his knee or something. I don't really fully understand it. But yeah.
So maybe we don't write him out completely, but I think he's done.
I think it's over, Matthew. I think you had your extra year. Just be thankful you had it. Jackass.
Clearly, Ben, the Giants need to score more runs.
Camilo!
So the pitching is important, but also our offense. And to illustrate that point, I wanted to give you I was curious to see how many times the Giants scored one run or fewer this year. And Ben, it's 22 games.
Is this just a little tidbit you're doing at the end of the show? This is like the negative tidbit?
This is an illustration of the need for change.
Oh, okay.
In case Giants fans didn't know, the offense has sucked, but this is how badly it sucked.
Yes.
10 times they have scored 0 runs.
Okay.
12 times they've scored 1 run. They are 1 in 21 in those games. They won 1 game 1-0.
Matthew, did they win any of the games where they scored 0 runs?
You would think that at least one of them would have been a win, but no. None of them were a win.
So what you're saying is of all the games that they scored 1 run, they only won 1 of those. How many?
Yes.
Okay, they've only played 115 games. Like, I say. They've played 115 games. 22 games is a lot.
That's like 1 in 5. So 1 out of every 5 games that we play, we score 0 or 1 runs.
1 in 5 games is a guaranteed loss?
Yes, it's bad, and the Giants need to get better for sure. And I will say, even though our pitching has been really good for the season, it hasn't been good in the last month. Over the last month, they've allowed a full earned run per game more than the season as a whole. So they went from 3.67 ERA to a 4.71 ERA over the last month. And then, I thought it was interesting is that the Giants, we have a good pitching staff. We've got Logan Webb and Robbie Ray, but only 2 teams in the majors have fewer shutouts than the Giants this year. The Giants have 5, and the Orioles have 4, and the Rockies have 1.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys? What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling the Pecan Whiskey Sour. And we happen to have a bottle of Pecan Liqueur. I don't remember the brand, but it was very good. You can get it at Total Booze and More. And it's got 2 ounces of bourbon, 3/4 ounces of said Pecan Liqueur, 1/4 ounce of maple syrup, and 3/4 ounces of lemon juice. You add all those to a cocktail shaker with ice and give it a good shake and strain it into a rocks glass with fresh ice and garnish with a lemon twist. If you want to get fancy, you could throw an egg white in there and serve it up in a coupe. But I like it on the rocks without the egg white. It's very tasty. So that's what I'm drinking, Bob. A Pecan Whiskey Sour.
That's a tasty cocktail.
I'm actually really pleased with this one. This one's really good.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That's very kind of you. Bob, today I'm drinking a cocktail that I'm calling the Strawberry Vaquiri. What's in a Strawberry Vaquiri? Well, if you'll remember, Bob, about a week ago, I made strawberry infused vodka. And that's what it has in it. You take a bunch of strawberry tops, you throw them into vodka, and you let them sit for overnight, and then for as long as you want, and you get strawberry flavored vodka. You're going to take 1 ounce of that, 1 ounce of rum, 1 ounce of lime juice, and 1 ounce of simple syrup. You can change the ratio of simple and lime juice to whatever is your preferred sour ratio. You're going to put all of those into a shaker with ice. You're going to shake that until it is chilled. Double strain that into a coupe glass. Garnish it with strawberries or of the fresh or candied variety. And that is how you make a Strawberry Vaquiri.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It is pretty good, Bob, especially after I took out the cowhide.
Yes, drinks are always good without cowhide.
I mean, probably.
I'm going to bet yes.
Yeah, good for shoes, not good for drinks.
Correct.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us. We will be back on Monday after the Giants take on the Washington Nationals. I am sure I will be happy, and my mood will have changed, and it will be all sunshine and rainbows from then. So you better tune in to find out why. But if you can't wait to get your fix until then, you can find us in all of the social media places, wherever there is a Giant Cocktails handle. Most of them, because some of them we've abandoned. And that includes YouTube, where you can watch, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you don't do any of those things, please at least be sure to leave us a positive rating, and it's only positive if it's 5 stars on your podcasting platform of choice, such as Apple Podcasts or Gratify. Matthew, it was great talking San Francisco Giants with you. I really enjoyed being the bad guy today. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Ben. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
We're going to be at the Gotham Club on Saturday.
Holy smokes, we are going to be at the Gotham Club on Saturday.
With Will.
Will Clark?
No.
Oh.
And
Is Scott going to be there?
Scott's, he could be there. I don't know. But Will's the one that invited us to be his guest.
Oh, well, that's cool. Thanks, Will. And it's cool that I bet you're just as cool as Will Clark. I'm not saying that you're not.
We're going to find out.
We are going to find out. Might be cooler.
Yeah, he probably will be. I think what I'm worried about is he's going to find out we're not cool.
Oh, we're definitely not cool. I think he knows that. Don't you think he knows that?
He knows you're not.
I think they all know that.
Yeah.
They have to all know that.
I mean, I guess if you're yelling "Roop" and "Caca, caca," you're not exactly cool, huh?
No, we're definitely not cool. Definitely not cool. Yeah, I think what he's going to find out is that we're just like we are on the show. And that's probably going to throw him for a little bit of a loop. Because he probably figured, they're just...
It's an act. It's an act.
It's an act, yeah. This is it's like, it's amplified. No, this is what I'm really like. Sadly, yeah. Folks, there's a reason why I'm alone in my closet.